You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks, a new bill in Oklahoma would allow drivers who unintentionally, I love this here, who unintentionally run over protesters to go unpunished. It grants immunity to any driver that unintentionally injures or kills a protester as long as there is a reasonable belief the driver was fleeing to protect themselves from harm. The bill also includes measures that would charge protesters misdemeanors punishable up to a year in jail and $5,000 in fines if they unlawfully obstruct traffic. It will be sent to the Republican majority state Senate next week to be voted upon. We know what this deal here is. It's all about going after Black Lives Matter, Kieran.
So the thing that gets me is that there's no duty to retreat in this bill. It puts no onus on a driver that can clearly see a large crowd in the way. Instead, it just gives them the ability to drive into a crowd. And if somebody happens to get in their way or hit their hood or make them feel threatened in any way, they can just run them over with impunity. This is absolutely disgusting. And it's dangerous for the state to even be sponsoring or considering legislation like this.
What this is about, Brittany, again, Florida, they're trying to consider something as well. And so, look, you got these idiots in Kentucky who the Senate passed a bill saying you can't disrespect or yell at a cop.
We know what this is about. We're seeing this state after state after state. There's various laws that are trying to quell any type of protest that is currently happening or that is going to happen as we get into the warmer weather. It's quite frankly, it's disgusting. Specifically with what is going on in Oklahoma, I even think about, Roland, like how much responsibility I have as a driver if I accidentally rear end somebody, right? How is it possible that you can get away with, quote unquote, claiming I unintentionally hit somebody or I feared for my life, and that is why I'm allowed to potentially kill somebody and get away with it? And we know that's certainly going to only work for a certain group of people. So it's absolutely petrifying, and of course, it's a direct attack on us.
You're going to see more of this, and this is what happens when you have Republicans who control state houses and governor's mansions, Michael.
You know, Roland, we've seen this for the past few years. You go back to April 2017, there were 18 state legislatures that had controlled by Republicans that were proposing bills to make it harder to protest and trying to criminalize protests, create harsher penalties for protesters who are arrested, different things like this. And then at the same time, we see them, 43 states, 253 bills trying to make it harder to vote. So they're trying to make it harder for you to elect people and put them in office who are going to pass laws to benefit you, and trying to make it harder and criminalize you when you protest against people who pass laws that are detrimental to you. Now, it's also important for us to understand that this is this year is the 100th anniversary of the attack on Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, June 1st, 1921. Okay, so you have all this taking place at the same time, and they want to legalize, they want to actually make it legal for you to kill African Americans with your vehicle. This is what they're trying to do. So once again, this is an example of how elections have consequences. And this is why we have exactly what Latasha and Cliff are doing. This is why we have to do this all across the country. These people are crazy. You know, well, these are people, as my friend Dr. Red Carr calls it, the white nationalist party. These are people part of the white nationalist party. These people have lost their ever-loving mind.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends, go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.